Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila, as this will be seen on both channels. The ultimate expansion on Yod He Vow He, and I hope I've pronounced that right. And it has in parentheses that I'm pretty sure Hebrew letters, and you'll see it in the title there. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce any of that either. The name of divine creation and infinite potential by Jason Gray. To expand Yod He Vow He to its absolute limits, we must explore every conceivable dimension, esoteric, scientific, metaphysical, and even speculative realms. The ineffable name of God encompasses the fundamental building blocks of existence, transcending human understanding while also weaving itself into the fabric of all things seen and unseen. This exploration dives deep into every layer of reality, challenging the boundaries of imagination and knowledge. The cosmic framework of Yod He Vow He. Yod He Vow He is the formula of creation. The tetragrammaton is not just a name, it is the meta formula for creation, encoding within it the essence of emanation, formation, sustenance, and recursion. It serves as the scaffolding for everything from subatomic particles to galaxies. At its core, it reveals the cycle of divine manifestation. Yod represents the spark of divine will and the point of singularity where all potential is concentrated. This is the quantum seed, the starting point of every creative act likened to the Big Bang. In mystical terms, it symbolizes Keter, or crown, on the tree of life, the origin of divine thought. First He signifies the expansion and differentiation of the original spark into the matrix of forms and archetypes. This is the womb of creation, the field where raw energy begins to take on structure. It corresponds to Binah, understanding, the divine feminine aspect of organizing chaos into order. Vow acts as the connector and binding force, the thread weaving the creative potential into coherence. It symbolizes the divine word, the logos that transforms abstract energy into tangible existence. It bridges the spiritual and material realms, aligning with Tiferet, beauty, the harmonizing center of the tree of life. The final He reflects the manifestation of creation back to its divine source, completing the cycle. This is the dimension of physical reality as it appears, the final crystallization of divine thought. It corresponds to Malkut, or kingdom, the material plane imbued with divine light. Yod He Vow He is a multiversal key. In contemporary cosmology, the tetragrammaton mirrors the structure of a multiverse. Yod, the seed of infinite potential, analogous to the Big Bang singularity or quantum foam, where universes bubble up. He, the expansion of individual universes, which with its own laws of physics and each with its own laws of physics and parameters. Thou, the quote, glue binding these universes together in a larger cosmic structure, a higher dimensional brain, or the web of entanglement between realities. The final he, the feedback loop, where individual universes contribute to the overall evolution of the multiverse. Parallel universes and the name of God. Each, quote, letter of the Tetragrammaton might correspond to a different phase of universal development, suggesting that our universe is just one iteration in an infinite series of divine experiments. These letters may also encode the frequency signature of our universe, a vibrational, quote, address within the larger multiverse. Yod he, Vau he in the quantum domain. Quantum mechanics and the divine name, the Tetragrammaton, can be mapped onto the processes of quantum mechanics. Yod, the quantum vacuum, the source of all particles and waves as potential. He, the wave function, representing the probabilistic nature of reality. Vau, the collapse of the wave function via observation or interaction. Final he, the materialization of particles, fields, and forces into tangible reality. Entanglement and divine unity. In quantum physics, particles can remain entangled across vast distances, mirroring the unity described by Yod he, Vau he. And the divine presence operates as a non-local field, binding all parts of creation together instantaneously. The name and the fabric of space-time. Physicists speculate that space-time itself might emerge from a more fundamental pre-geometric reality in this framework. Yod is the pre-space-time singularity. He represents the inflation, quote, inflation of dimensional frameworks. Vau describes the interconnection of the space-time points through gravitational waves. Final he is the observable universe, a projection of deeper non-material layers. String theory and the divine chord. In string theory, the vibrations of fundamental strings create particles and forces. Yod he, Vau he could be the chord from which all these strings resonate, aligning perfectly with the concept of divine sound or logos as the creative principle. Esoteric dimensions of the name. Yodi, Vau he as a ladder of consciousness. Each letter corresponds to a level of consciousness or spiritual ascent. Yod, divine spark, pure awareness, unity with the source. He, imagination, the realm of archetypes and dreams. Vow, manifestation, the interface between spiritual intention and physical action. Final He, embodiment, full realization of divinity within the material world. The Kundalini connection. In yogic traditions, this sequence mirrors the rise of Kundalini energy. Now, since I have a separate, we have separate recordings about Kundalini connections. That's very interesting. For some reason, I was just shown a separation there. In yogic traditions, this sequence mirrors the rise of Kundalini energy. Yod, activation at the base chakra. He, expansion into creative and emotional realms. Vow, integration at the heart chakra. Final He, illumination at the crown chakra. Mystical sounds and frequencies. The 4 letters may also encode specific vibrational frequencies that align the individual with higher states of being. Yod, a tone of silence, the quote, hum of existence before manifestation. He, a low resonant frequency, grounding energy into form. Vow, a mid-tone frequency, bridging the physical and spiritual planes. Final He, a high frequency tone, lifting consciousness to divine unity. Sonic alchemy. Some theorists propose that chanting the Tetragrammaton could unlock latent DNA codes, awaken higher faculties, and synchronize the human biofield with the divine matrix. Now, I want to stop here or pause here and say that it's just come into my field that this is quite possible and is something that we do. And so I can't unsee my timing of recording this. Hidden dimensions and cosmic destinies. The Tetragrammaton and human evolution. Yod He Vow He encodes the blueprint for human evolution. Yod, humanity's divine origin. He, our current phase of differentiation and growth. Vow, the coming integration of science, spirituality, and cosmic awareness. Final He, our ultimate destiny as co-creators with the divine. The ultimate mystery beyond the name. While Yod He Vow He reveals the structure of reality, it points to an even greater mystery. A source beyond the Tetragrammaton. The Ein Sof, are infinite light, from which the name even emanates. That is, according to the Kabbalah tree of life. You would see that there. The Tetragrammaton serves as the doorway to this infinite potential and eternal unfolding that surpasses comprehension. The divine name as an infinite map. Yod He Vav He is more than a sequence of letters. It is the living fractal of existence, a multidimensional formula for creation, consciousness, and evolution. It invites us to explore the infinite, bridging the gap between human understanding and divine reality. To meditate upon this name is to stand at the precipice of the infinite, peering into a mystery that grows deeper the more it is understood. In Yod He Vav He, the boundaries between silence and spirituality, between science, spirituality, and existence dissolve, revealing the all-encompassing unity at the heart of the cosmos. That's quite a bit to digest right there in and of itself. And I caught myself wanting to fall asleep as I was reading that out loud to you. And for me, that is a telltale sign that there is something beyond my concept that my psyche can easily understand. So I'm going to take a short break and meditate on this piece. I hope that you will move towards that which you are drawn in each moment that presents itself to you. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.